Or does anyone in authority want to talk about Ray Epps?
Oh, here he is.
Before we get to this video, make sure you hit like, share my videos, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Also, make sure that your notifications are on and they're set to all. Now, let's get into this. But first, quick commercial break. 2022 has shown us what might be coming. So if you're fed up with everything being so expensive and the threat of inflation hanging over us, it's time to take action. A precious metal IRA uses tax advantage gold and silver to keep inflation at bay and give you protection from financial nightmares. And you'll get a stunning free 3-ounce silver American Virtue coin when you open a qualified IRA account this month. You know what I always say, you can't go wrong with Noble Gold. Call 877-646-5347 to find out more, or visit noblegoldinvestments.com. And remember, there's always a risk of loss, and past performance is not indicative of future results.
Ray Epps, of course, is the man who was caught on tape encouraging the crowd outside the Capitol, both on January 5th and 6th, to commit felonies by rushing inside. Now, what's interesting is that the January 6th committee, under public pressure, did in the end interview Ray Epps. Now, we don't have all of the committee's records about that interview.
Why not?
We should, but we don't. But some have been released, and what they tell is a remarkable story.
What?
In the testimony that we have, the committee coaches Ray Epps on how to answer questions about his involvement. Quote, "I was in the front with a few others. I also orchestrated it. I helped get people there," end quote. Now,
what else do we need to look for? The Bigfoot just admitted in a text message, "I was in the front. I was there. I helped coordinate it." Yet, somehow he's being interviewed by the J6 committee. Why aren't all the other people who are locked up in jail, they weren't interviewed by the J6 committee? The ones that never even went in but still was snatched up, they weren't interviewed by the J6 committee? How is that? Why does he get a special interview by the J6 committee because of all the pressure that the J6 committee was under to go and interview this guy? I mean, if they wouldn't have got this dude on video, they would have never, ever said anything. But he's too big to hide. They sent the Sasquatch out there and he stood out like a big fat sore thumb. And everybody caught him on video. So now they had to pretend to be doing something. Now, I would think that interview was simply a way to get him in their presence so they can ask the feds to lock the Bigfoot up. Yeah, we want to talk to you about this. Soon as he walk in the door, lock him up. Because this guy has video footage and text message footage showing that this dude did way more than they're accusing Donald Trump of doing. But yet they're jumping right over to Bigfoot and going after Trump. No text messages by Trump talking about I coordinated it. No video of Trump saying, go into the Capitol. None of that. But this guy, he did all of that. And then they say, what? How do they respond to that very difficult text message to work around and pretend that that doesn't indict this guy? Look what they did for him, guys.
Now, Epps admitted that in a text message to a relative on January 6th. He's admitting crimes.
Yeah.
He's never been even charged for those crimes.
What?
But what's so fascinating is that when those facts came up in his interview with the committee, someone on the committee responds this way, and we're quoting, "I just want to understand a little more your use of the word orchestrated."
What?
It sounds to me like at this point, when you sent this text, you had turned away in part because of seeing some things that you didn't agree with.
No,
is that right? Like when you sent this, you were already on your way from the Capitol because of concerns of people taking it in a different direction. Is that the most leading question?
Oh my God. Did y'all hear them? You hear them coaching up. See, that's like, you know, you get a little kid and you want the kid to, you know, say something like, did you see him hit your friend? And they're shaking their head, kind of doing this. And the little kid gets it. Like, oh, you want me to say yes? Yeah, you saw him, didn't you? You saw your friend get hit by the other kid, right? Right? Uh-huh. That's exactly what they did. They would, do you hear that? They said that, is that right? Like when you sent this, you were already on your way away from the Capitol because of concerns of people taking it in a different direction. Basically, give him his alibi. We want to go ahead and tell you what to say. We'll craft the statement for you. Pose it as if it's a question, but it's really a statement. And all you have to do is agree to it. That's right. That's what happened. This is so corrupt. It's laughable. But I'm sure these hard-hitting investigators thought that would be a better approach instead of asking them some hardcore code questions.
Is that the most leading question ever asked in the history of a congressional hearing? Probably. And the whole interview goes on like this.
Wow.
Keep in mind, Ray Epps is one of the only people caught on camera that day encouraging others to break the law. He's one of the only ones. And yet he's never been charged.
Never charged.
I want to turn to the FBI. How many FBI agents or confidential informants actively participated in the events of January 6th?
We need to go into the Capitol!
Sir, I'm sure you can appreciate that I can't go into the specifics of sources and methods.
Did any FBI agents or confidential informants actively participate in the events of January 6th? Yes or no?
Sir, I can't answer that.
Did any FBI agents or confidential informants commit crimes of violence on January 6th?
I'll say it. All right. We need to go in.
I can't answer that, sir.
Did any FBI agents or FBI informants actively encourage and incite crimes of violence on January 6th?
Please spread the word.
Please spread the word.
I can't answer that.
Ms. Sadburn, who is Ray Epps?
I'm aware of the individual, sir. I don't have the specific background to him.
Well, there are a lot of people who are understandably very concerned about Mr. Epps.
I am.
On the night of January 5th, 2021, Epps wandered around the crowd that had gathered.
Yeah.
And there's video out there of him chanting, "Tomorrow, we need to get into the Capitol, into the Capitol." This was strange behavior, so strange that the crowd began chanting, "Fed, Fed, 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 Fed." Ms. Sandburn, was Ray Epps a Fed?
Sir, I cannot answer that question.
The next day, on January 6th, Mr. Epps is seen whispering to a person, and 5 seconds later, 5 seconds after he's whispering to a person, that same person begins to forcibly tear down the barricades. Did Mr. Epps urge them to tear down the barricades?
We are going to the Capitol, where our problems are.
Sir, similar to the other answers, I cannot answer that.
Shortly thereafter, the FBI put out a public post seeking information on individuals connected with violent crimes on January 6th. Among those individuals, at the bottom there, is Mr. Epps. The FBI publicly asked for information, offering cash rewards leading to information leading to the arrest. This was posted, and then, sometime later, magically, Mr. Epps disappeared from the public posting. According to the public records, Mr. Epps has not been charged with anything. No one's explained why a person videoed urging people to go to the Capitol, a person whose conduct was so suspect the crowd believed he was a Fed, would magically disappear from the list of people the FBI was looking at. Ms. Sandburn, a lot of Americans are concerned that the federal government deliberately encouraged illegal and violent conduct on January 6th. My question to you, and this is not an ordinary law enforcement question, this is a question of a public accountability. Did federal agents or those in service of federal agent actively encourage violent criminal conduct on January 6th?
We need to go into the Capitol.
Not to my knowledge, sir.
What?
Senator Leahy?
Unbelievable.
And
Did y'all see that J6 Symphony of nothing but that Bigfoot talking about some Capitol? I'll say it. I might go to jail for it, but I'll say it. Tomorrow we gotta go into that Capitol. Not to my knowledge, sir. What? Are you kidding me? So let me get this straight. If you're ever wondering how you can admit being guilty without admitting being guilty, ask the person a question that should have only one answer. That's it. When you're being asked, did these people, any Fed, any agent, commit violence, help coordinate, help plan, was in the crowd, all of that, and your answers are, I can't answer that. It should be one answer. Nope. I mean, because anything besides that, then it shows that you tried to entrap everybody. You coordinated this. If the darn police right now, if I say go make a report, man, the police was in my house chilling, and they say, excuse me, police chief, on that day, was any of your officers in Kevin's house? I can't answer that. What do you mean? Either they were in there or they weren't, period. So by her doing that, and I can't answer that. What she was doing was answering it. I knew right then. I was like, yep, it's all them. And that's why Bigfoot's still on the loose.
The January 6th committee was on his side. Why was the committee and its members working so hard to help Ray Epps?
Right.
Now, in his interview with the committee, Ray Epps said he didn't work for law enforcement. Law enforcement. No. In a very specifically worded answer, clearly thought through ahead of time. The question is, did Ray Epps work or have any contact with any government agency? Did he talk about January 6th before it happened with any employee of the U.S. government?
Yeah. See, they're real clever with that. Yeah. Oh, I didn't work for any law agency. But did you work for anybody else? How about an intel agency? Something like that. So they use these clever words to try to work around really admitting that this dude was a key player in this all. And we all know it. I mean, Tucker's about to just say, man, forget it. I'm gonna stop sugarcoating this and call it for what it is.
We don't know. We do know that 2 years after January 6th, long after an awful lot of other people have gone to jail for walking around the Capitol building, Ray Epps is still a free man.
The Bigfoot's on the loose.
Charged, much less imprisoned in solitary confinement like so many others. Why is that? Well, let's just stop lying.
Yeah.
At this point, it's pretty obvious why that is.
Right.
But of course, they're still lying.
What? So Tucker...
You hear that? What? I love that. That's my favorite part, when the guy goes to high pitch. What? So, yeah, they're still lying. They're lying about it. We all know why they protected that guy, because there's no other explanation of why they would do that. Go over the top to try to make sure this guy is not in trouble. Then use the media to cover it up and paint him as the victim. Where Brandon Straka, unfortunately, Brandon Straka, that dude right there, life ruined. He said he didn't even go into the Capitol. They forced him into a plea deal, broke his bank. I mean, nobody came to help him out. I mean, the man's life is ruined. I haven't heard from him since he did the interview with Mark Levin. So this is how they were treating the people who are real Trump supporters. The ones who were working for them, they're victims somehow. They're running around free somehow. Unbelievable.
God bless you. God bless America. Don't forget to hit that like button, share my videos, find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those good things. And please check out Extreme Teas, my sponsor. If you like their products, please click on the link below this video. Put Kevin in a promo code. You'll get a 20% discount. If you'd like to donate to Kevin's Corner, feel free. The links are below this video. If you want to be a part of my $2 a month club, also feel free to do that. All it entails is you simply dropping $2 a month into one of those links below the video. Or if you want, you can drop a nice big fat lump sum in there to offset the stuff that we know goes on with big tech. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Make sure that you are still subscribed. And finally, set your notification button to all, because YouTube is playing games, y'all. Now, God bless you. God bless America. See y'all next time in Kevin's Corner.